I will be 5 years sober next month. 5 years is a long time, to maintain sobriety when you couldn't even go a couple hours. When I look back on when I entered the Haven, for me, I see tremendous growth, but I almost want to go hug her, to let her know like it was going to be okay. But yeah, I was pregnant and I was about to have a baby, and I didn't know which way was up or down when I entered. I was 32 weeks pregnant with my daughter, Paisley. I was homeless. I was in active addiction, and I arrived a little worn down. I was scared. I was nervous. I was desperate in search of something different. I was young, a little naive to the damage that I had done or was doing to myself before I entered. I had a sense of entitlement when I got there, that you couldn't tell me anything, and I learned very quickly I was not entitled to the things that I wanted. Lots of healing began there, but you had to be vulnerable. I had to be present. I had to be honest. And these women were not here to judge me. They were not here to belittle me. The more I shared my story, the more you realize 3 of us have done the same thing, or we have the same kind of trauma. You begin to hear how they processed it and how you processed it. And then you see someone else who's struggled like you and they're okay in that moment, you begin to feel hopeful, like, all right, we're doing this. We're going to be okay. Throughout the week, in different weeks, classes would rotate. But once a week, we always had Parenting 101. And this was a time where we all got together and learned the basics of age groups. So 0 to 3, 3 to 6, 9 to 12. Kind of establishing where we all were with having our infants and toddlers and how they were developing. And no one had ever broke that down to me. We also learned to be mindful. We practiced mindfulness. We went through trauma. We went through how an addict's brain works. I think you have to be, I guess I became educated about how my brain works, how and why I have the thought process, or how I even got to using. You start to realize, oh man, there's a pattern here. There's a reason why I ended up where I was. Just from lack of tools is what got me to using. With the right tools and learning them, I started to realize how to process things a lot different and work through some of those emotional discomfort, or just even understanding how my brain works as an addict was powerful to understand. Like, it's not because I'm flawed, it's not because there's something wrong with me. It's just how my brain works. So during the day while I was programming, my daughter was just around the way at her childcare. So she would go, we'd get up early, we'd all feed breakfast, and then we'd take a walk, drop our babies off at the daycare, and then we'd go program. I'm thankful for that alone, because I was allowed to be mom when she was around, and then I was allowed to be Savanna, and not have it all together and be in a safer place without children to really, process with some of these girls, to really be working through some stuff, and learning. And it was a good test for the real world. And that was the first place where I felt worthy. These women didn't look at me like some drug addict dropping off my baby. They looked at me with compassion and like, she's gonna do okay. Your daughter's okay here. You're gonna be okay. Like, go get what you need and then come and get her. Just really genuine people who never, ever made me feel less than who I was. It was a huge blessing. I couldn't imagine going to a program where I had to be a parent all day and still had to learn these tools. I got a nice chance to really reflect on who I was or what I needed to do during the day. And kind of the reward was pickup. We go home, we get dinner, we have bath time, bedtime, we have bonding with our babies, and then we put our kiddos to sleep, and then we come and do house chores. And I began building confidence back that I was also worthy to be my son's mom. I didn't have to leave him where he was. And I'm thankful for that opportunity. I'm worthy to be both of their moms. And I'm super thankful for that, because my heart just is overjoyed with love, that for a long time the world told me I was not allowed to have. Feel so blessed to have powerful mindset and such a fulfilling life now that continues to reward me for those 5 years. I'm thankful for a program who thought of me as a person and a mom and knew what I needed before I did. I'm thankful for a program that allowed me to come as I was and helped me become who I am.